This is Boxing Tickets A&I. We are here at Anderson Boxing. Delighted to join once again with Conor Kerr. How are you, Conor?
Oh, good, yeah. Just done a good session there in a 6-round spar with Murph, so good high-paced rounds, done me well.
What a way they obviously build up. Obviously, Colm's obviously won Celtic and Irish titles obviously the last couple of years, and probably a weight class or two above you, but obviously good rounds there. Obviously, I watched you go there 6 rounds. That's your second spar he's done, so it's leading you well into camp for your third pro fight.
Yeah, he's a quality operator, and he is taller, and he'll be fighting a fella, I think, going forward, so he'll be one above me. But he is a big fella anyway, he can do super fella too, so good tough rounds, yeah. And as you said, he's Celtic and Irish champion at fella and super fella, I think, so yeah, good rounds, good tough, high quality, high paced rounds, because we're both throw a lot, so yeah, just what you need.
I guess obviously it's good when you can lend, someone, Colm's obviously on the card as well, but it's good when you can obviously, get sparring with obviously other people within a card, and obviously it's a great thing for professional boxing sometimes that gyms will obviously plan sparring, so obviously it can help bring people along, and when you've someone like Colm there, it's obviously already 9 fights in and it's approaching his 10th, it's something you can learn on as you're still adapting from the amateurs over to the pros.
Yeah, just as you say, obviously he's had 9 fights as well, so it's good to do, obviously the longer rounds and stuff, so they pick things up, obviously, what rounds they're going, high paced, and then when they're, switching off a bit, like, what way would you put it, like saving themselves, instead of just going flat out for 3 rounds as you did before, so it's kind of obviously thinking in it, and so you're not just firing until you can't breathe sort of thing, you have to obviously grind on, you could be a couple of rounds on high tempo, take one off and then go again, that sort of thing, so yeah, good high quality rounds, and as you've seen them there, so
It's one of them, obviously. I know, obviously, in 4 weeks' time, it's obviously you're fighting a 6-rounder for the first time, which you obviously called for after your last fight. You wanted to do a 6-rounder. When you have 6 rounds at that pace, you're not going to have 6 rounds at that pace, but that's probably preparing you for 8-rounders, 10-rounders, 12-rounders. So it's good preparation in advance for what's probably coming for you later this year.
Yeah, well, going forward, I started at feather, but I haven't fought a feather yet. I think the first one was lightweight, then super feather. So I'm yet to fight someone at feather, but I'm going to do super bantam. We're going to push for that. So do 6 this time and break the limit, and then that'll rank me at super bantam. So then if I can get a title shot for an 8-rounder, and whether it be next or the one after, then that's why we're, go down to break the super bantam limit so it can be ranked at it, so then if a title shot comes up for 8-rounder, then I can do it next or the one after, so that's a plan. I'll be ready to do it after this one.
There's a couple of tasty, obviously, not that I'm looking to call in about or anything like that, but there's a couple of tasty, obviously all Belfast sort of fights there. I've obviously seen Farrell and obviously Farrell Hughes obviously fighting on the matchroom card, ended up being a draw over 6 rounds, so if them two decide they don't want to go next, you're sort of putting yourself in a good position of going, and I know Rudy's come out with an article going, who wants to fight me, I want to fight for a title, and you're sort of going, put my hand up here and fight, but you need to get a 6-rounder of the way first before you can be considered.
Yeah, so I would take any of them fights, yes, but I'm solely focused obviously on the next one, because it's 4 weeks and you don't look past any fight, but if everything goes well this time and any of them want it for the next one or the one after, I don't know, that's up to Ian of course, but if any of them want it, I'm there any time to take it, that sort of way, but I just have to get this one out of the way first and obviously come through with a win and do it in good fashion and get the 6 rounds under my belt and put myself eligible to even be able to do 8-rounder with, if a belt came up, then happy days.
It's obviously we're seeing Irish boxing now, obviously, there was 1, 2, 3 more cards announced yesterday. I think by April of this year there'll be 10 cards. For you sort of starting off, and you're having your third pro fight, the more cards you're seeing obviously out there, you're sort of going, Craigie, I was thinking maybe I might fight a couple of times this year, and like you could probably nearly be back to the amateur stage, just be nearly fighting once a month. So is this music to your ears? We're seeing a lot of these cards getting announced and going, I could be fighting in Galway, I could be fighting in Dublin, I could be fighting in Belfast, you could be fighting anywhere, and that's for you as a pro sort of starting off. You want to be out as active as possible, and I know sometimes people go, I'll fight every week if I can, but there's nearly now the option you could fight every week if you wanted to.
Yeah, well I stay in the gym anyway, so I would actually like to fight. If I could fight every month, I would fight every month, Obviously within reason, you have to take a break at some stage, but if I could fight like 6 fights, 7 maybe, I would do it. You know, that's a lot, like, if you could get that. I think being realistic, you're probably talking you maybe push 6 5s the max, like, you know, isn't it really? You know, as in cards, but if you could get on all of them, I would get on all of them, you know. I'd be that type of way, I would.
Would you sort of maybe look at, you know, where you've seen Jared and obviously Rudy obviously getting on a matchroom card, do you sort of maybe envisage that obviously maybe an opportunity could come, like where you could fight in the SSE, or there's a potential you could obviously fight in a Katie Taylor card and the Croke Park or the Aviva, things like that? Are you sort of having to hold yourself back from thinking that these opportunities can happen? Like, don't get me wrong, Ian Gaughran's your manager. He obviously got, you know, Rudy on the SSE card. You got Jamie Morrissey on the Katie Taylor Chantel Cameron 2 card. Do you sort of look at that could be an option for you this year, that you get on a really big card?
Yeah, it would be, obviously, that's what everybody wants, and that's what their dreams are made of. And if I get the box in the Odyssey, it would be great, because you know, the Supercross that's on this weekend, I used to race motorbikes, so I'd done the Supercross in the Odyssey as well. So it'd be like a box in the Odyssey and a race there before, so it'd be good, like, you know, it's something. I'm not sure any other boxer can say the race there and the motorbike and boxed in it, so it'd be good now. It's actually on this weekend too, that. It's on the night.
Will you go down there and watch then? So you sort of competed, watched?
Yeah, I went last year as well. I'm thinking about maybe going down tonight again as well, so see what.
I guess when you're in camp, you obviously can't eat the popcorn and things like that too much, you know, so you're sort of having to curb yourself.
That's it.
Obviously a couple of new additions to the stable here in Anderson Boxing as well. Obviously the Celtic champion Owen O'Neill's obviously joined, and obviously WBC youth champion Caitlin Phelan. It just seemed to be the stable sort of went from probably nearly yourself sort of a stage, you know, in the middle of sort of last year. They obviously now getting obviously quality additions, and you know, Owen's at 11 fights I think as a pro. Caitlin's at 5 or 6. So obviously different personalities to sort of gel with there, but isn't that the stable environment? He's all going to learn from each other.
That's it. Yeah, you like to have a bit of a buzz around the gym, and then obviously when you're doing sessions together and stuff. So, and their Dan's, he loves it, doesn't he? So more good for him too. So. You know, to have more fighters.
What do you think of the heaters being in now? Obviously, that's making a difference to training.
Get a wee suntan underneath it here. Stand under here all day, skipping and all.
So where do you sort of look? You know, this year as being as active as possible. You know, maybe at some stage throughout the year as well. Obviously, getting you know, is that as a goal for this year? Is to sort of get to December and have a belt around your waist at the very least?
Yeah, that would be the goal. Yeah, I would take it as soon as possible, but then obviously that's for the team to decide, isn't it? But they would say they would let me fight my next one after this. If it arises, I would take it. Like I would be ready to go. Like so.
And just obviously when I finally get your thoughts, obviously Anto Kakachi is obviously fighting Joe Cordina the same night as obviously you're fighting as well. It might be okay for you, obviously, in the way you might schedule a running order. You might be safe for it, but I was sort of saying to Colm and to Conor, you know, it's like, how do you sort of plan? Because everybody wants to see a fellow Belfast fighter fighting for a world title and to win a world title. Are you sort of trying to take your focus off your fight as well, to sort of maybe look at the Ando fight? Are you hoping that the schedule's going to work out well for you in the night, that you can, you know, have a fight, get shard and get changed, and sit and watch Ando obviously become an ABF champion?
Yeah, it will be. I hope he does. I hope he wins it. Like, it's a good possibility he can win it. But yeah, I would, stuff like that, I would just, you know, focus on the fight and then worry about it after. If you miss it, you miss it. I would just watch it back, you know. But yeah, hopefully he does the business and gets his big opportunity, and he deserves it, doesn't he? So it's about time he's got that big break and get on. And I actually think he's a good possibility of getting it, like, so.
It's one of them, you know. We've obviously had the Carl Frampton, the Ryan Burnett's. Mick Conlon obviously has come up short in his attempts. It's 5 years just past there, obviously, of the 4 belts that obviously are recognised as a legitimate sort of belts in some degree. But it's 5 years since sort of the last one of that. So, like, what will this do for Belfast boxing? Obviously, Anto becoming ABF world champion, is this just going to start a conveyor belt where, you know, it nearly becomes like it is for the women's game? It's sort of belts just keep gradually going. Does that give you a sort of an extra motivation to go, want to be the next, I want to be the next, I want to be the next?
Yeah, well, that's it. You always look up to the ones that are down the line in front of you in their career and what they're doing. You know, you want to be successful, and that's just the cherry on top for him now. If he picks that up, then he's pretty much done everything he can do. So it's been good to see him, because he's obviously nearing the end of his career now, isn't he? So it would be lovely for him to get
It's a motivation sometimes as well, isn't it? Obviously, is it bad luck? Obviously, not getting fights and everything else, and they see someone that's like that where they didn't have an opportunity but still get there.
Yeah.
It's only inspiring and motivational to everybody else coming through. You go, Anto Kakachi's been a pro for 12 years. He finally achieved his dreams and became an IBF world champion. And you're going, if he can do it, we can all do it, and everybody else. We're sort of not looking in 10 or 15 years' time and going, we've 10 world champions, we've got 50 world champions.
You can take something from his, what way would you put it? Like his determination. Anyway, even after like all the bad. Sure, he was meant to be on that Fury undercard before, and like the bad luck, and he's still obviously chipping away, and there he finally got there. So you can take a lot from his mentality, can't you? Obviously, because he hasn't had the best of luck, and now look where he is. You don't get any bigger than that, do you? Saudi Arabia on the Fury undercard, and I think he's he won before, or is there?
I'm not sure. I don't think they give like a sort of running order out yet. I think it might be 2 before, maybe, but you just don't know what way it's going to work out in the night. Obviously, your third pro fight in 4 weeks' time. What can we sort of? We've seen obviously bits of differences obviously in your 2 fights so far. So what can we sort of expect? Obviously, in your third pro fight, you have a bit more experience, another camp build up. First 6 rounds, are you sort of going to be sort of hold offish a bit, or are you sort of going to try and pace it so you can sort of prepare for the 6 rounds?
Yeah, well, I like to train so I throw a lot in every round. So as you've seen there, I just like to throw a lot. So I train to throw a lot. So I'll be throwing a lot of punches again. And
obviously you're a noisy crowd as well. Obviously we've seen them in the Gaughran last time out. They make plenty of noise. So that fan base is growing. It's getting easier for you now. You're going, I've got tickets here. You sort of nearly have like a list of the ones from previously and going, do you want tickets? Is it making it easier for you selling tickets?
Yeah, all my friends and family and they all go, and there's loads of them, so it's good. But it's actually my mate's wedding on the 17th, so a lot of them can't make it, and he's getting married. So,
unless he decides in the last minute to go, I'm going to the fight instead.
Come, so but that's what happens, isn't it? These things happen. But so they'll maybe get to watch it on a stream or something. Who knows? But at the wedding.
That's typical, isn't it? 2 or 3 fights. Was it not? Was that one for the stag do then? It was for that same for your debut. They missed.
No, it was the plane. The planes got cancelled, and my mum, my dad, and all my friends and all were coming over, and they all Sure, they were meant to come that morning, and then I don't know what happened. But so it was just me, Dan, my girlfriend, and my brother had to get 3 flights to get the wheels. It took them like 8 hours and about £500.
It's crazy. Like Wales is only pretty much an hour, pretty much at the most away, and you're sort of going 3 flights. It's sort of the turn a little bit.
I can't even remember where he went, but he had to go. He had to go somewhere and then get a train somewhere, and then 2 flights and a train to get the wheels. And it took him. He left at 6 o'clock in the morning. And just got there about for 5:30. Dan had to go and pick him up in Cardiff Airport, and we were an hour away because he couldn't fly. And I don't know what happened, but we just stayed focused. That's it. I don't really get things like that get to me too much. Just stay focused on what's going on in front of you. I don't get too far ahead of myself either. Like you mentioned, all the big cards and all, which is great, but I just.
You see it as a fight?
Yeah, I don't care. It could be in here. I train hard for every fight. It doesn't matter who's, what opponents are, and I don't look too far ahead. If I got one of them big bills, happy days. If I don't, not. Obviously, I would love to, but it doesn't. I just train hard for all. You'll get there eventually. That's the way I see it. Whether it be the next one, whether it be 3, I'll be there. Just a matter of time. Just keep going up. Just keep winning and moving up the rankings and earn your stripes, and you'll get there eventually.
Well, listen, obviously, thanks very much for your time. Obviously, as always, you're back in action on the 17th of February on the Fists of Fury card at the Europe Hotel. Well, obviously, no doubt we'll catch up with you in fight week, and obviously catch up with you whenever you move to 3-0.
Yes, thank you.
All right, Conor, cheers, thanks.
Cheers.
Bye-bye. Bye.